I don't know, but it's
Claudia, sorry, stavo sistemando lo streaming e la registrazione. We wait 2 minutes more and we start. It's okay?
yes. So, DDG, if you don't mind, I will just open, then I will give you the floor, and then we will upload the video of the ambassador.
No problem.
Okay, it's okay. So you speak,
Yes.
and then we present the video.
Sure.
Okay.
Claudia, I think we can start. What do you think?
Yes.
It's okay? Okay. So good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being here. It's the fourth appointment with a webinar dedicated to this relation between Italy and Rwanda, and organized by the Rwandan Environmental Authority and the Global Green Growth Institute. It's a very difficult name. And of Kigali, and it's really a great pleasure for me to be here. But I would like to introduce Claudia Beretta, that is from the Triple GI of Kigali. She's the real host of this kind of meeting, and the engine that is behind this appointment. Claudia.
Thank you, Massimo. Yes, I will use the formula that we normally use in formal meetings, all protocol observed. So we can say and welcome everybody with this formula, but let me just acknowledge the presence of the Deputy Director General of REMA, Mr. Faustin, and the President of the Italian Association of Young Innovators, Gabriele Ferrieri, that I will have the pleasure to introduce you better later in the afternoon. And unfortunately, the Italian ambassador Massimiliano Mazzanti is busy with an important engagement, but he will try to join you later. And however, this morning he managed to send us a video that I would like to share with you in a minute. I just wanted to say that in the last years, Rwanda has become home to a quickly evolving startup scene, and many local entrepreneurs are developing impactful products and services that address the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Some of these ventures tackle specifically Rwandan challenges, while others are creating solutions that would have globally application. This is why we wanted to focus this fourth seminar on innovation, showing the vibrant and innovative business climate of the country. And the final objective is, of course, to connect these dynamic innovators with Italian partners to enhance cooperation in a sustainable way. I will now give the floor to the Deputy General Director of the Rwanda Environment Management Authority, Mr. Faustin, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Claudia, for giving me the floor to officiate this fourth webinar. Excellencies, dear panelists, dear representative of various institutions here present, Triple GI country representative, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. First of all, I would like to express my appreciation for your engagement and availability for being with us in this fourth B2B webinar to discuss and exchange on innovation and sustainability by identifying synergies between Rwanda and Italy. Dear panelists, dear participants, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome you all to this important event which come at right time when countries are struggling for economic recovery after COVID-19 situation. For sustainability, we do not have choice other than green recovery. This webinar is the fourth of its kind organized since June 2020, despite the difficulties we had due to COVID and lockdown. I would like to thank Mrs. Claudia Beretta, Triple GI team, Africa and Afari magazine, and Rema team for working tirelessly and organizing and hosting such webinars. Allow me to remind that those webinars are organized in the framework of a 5-year Memorandum of Understanding signed in 2016 between the Italian Ministry of Environment, Land and Sea and Rwandan Ministry of Environment to coordinate efforts to combat global climate change and address its adverse effects, to support mechanisms to reduce climate change vulnerability and stimulate the transition towards a sustainable low carbon economy. In May 2020, Rwanda has submitted to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change its enhanced climate action plan, known as Nationally Determined Contribution. This ambitious climate action plan features a 38% reduction of greenhouse gases emissions compared to business as usual by 2030. The implementation of Rwanda's NDC will require the effort of everyone, and we want private sector taking great part as the main driver of the economy. The ultimate objective of this webinar is to raise awareness on market expectations in light of green growth, enabling participants to share their knowledge in innovation for sustainability, highlighting challenges, risks, and opportunities, and create business platforms and matchmaking among private companies in both countries and in relevant areas of intervention. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to reiterate the engagement of Rwanda in creating favorable conditions to attract green foreign investments and supporting local industries and SMEs through incentives for the adoption of environmentally sound technologies and clean production, clean production and consumption models of development. This is crucial to foster a sustainable economic growth and open the path to the international investors, delivering at the same time on the commitments under NDCs and Paris Agreement. In Rwanda, there are already many opportunities for innovation in green investment, and the implementation of enhanced NDC will also create new ones. Those are a few examples of available green investment opportunities, but there are many, and I invite Rwandan and Italian investors to make use of this cooperation and explore other opportunities where they can invest. I would like to express my appreciation to the Italian Ministry of Environment, Land and Sea, and Global Green Growth Institute for their commitment in promoting innovative green growth activities and knowledge sharing and enhance private sector engagement in Rwanda. To close my remarks, I wish to all participants a fruitful discussion and invite businessmen and women following this webinar in both countries to make use of this opportunity and network to explore where they can set up joint venture or partnerships. We are looking forward to welcoming our Italian friends, investors in Rwanda in the near future, and we wish to see fruits of the webinars which have been being organized since June. Said so, thank you very much and have a good day and a good webinar. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Faustin. And
Thank you, DDG Faustin. I think that now we can, Massimo, present the video of the Italian ambassador Massimiliano Mazzanti. That I remember he's the ambassador based in Kampala, Uganda.
I'm Massimiliano Mazzanti, ambassador of Italy to Uganda, Rwanda, and Burundi. I have the privilege to give the warmest welcome to all participants to this important webinar that has been organized by my friend Massimo Zaurini from African Affari, GGI, the Global Green Growth Institute, and my friend Claudia Beretta in Kigali. The title itself is pretty much important: Innovation and Sustainability Identifying Synergies between Rwanda and Italy. Undoubtedly, the business environment between our two countries is increasing every single day, and has been increasing even through these difficult times of pandemic. Let me remember, first of all, what we have in Kigali. Although I'm secondary accredited, actually, secondary accreditation, I tend to travel very much to Rwanda to meet, of course, with the local government, with the president himself, but above all, with business, the Rwandan business companies and environment, and Italian companies which are interested in delocalizing or having strong partnership, business partnership with Rwandan companies. We have established in January 2020 an Italian Trade Commissioner antenna in Kigali. Pierre is there is a Rwanda national. He's there to answer to all your questions, to the questions, of course, of Italian companies which have the intention to find new partners to develop business on different fields of interest, and of course to Rwandans, which on the other way around are interested in finding Italian partners or Italian machinery or Italian products actually to import, or even, of course, to enjoy skill training courses that we periodically organize. We have there already established a few agreements, very important agreements. One is, which is waiting just to be signed, is the Defense Cooperation Agreement. I wish to draw your attention on the fact that it doesn't mean that the cooperation within this container is all about defense. It's about security and also civilian application of security that have an impact actually on everyday life of Rwandan citizens. A second very important agreement that is under negotiations, and we hope to finalize the sooner the better, by the way, and to sign it in a very short period of time, is the MOU between the Italian Environment Ministry and the Rwandan Environment Ministry. Claudia comes from that environment. She works for the Ministry of Environment and has been crucial. We've been pushing very much, not only to propose the renewal with the text amendments, but to trying to finalize as soon as possible. Why? Why finalizing agreements? Because they're containers of business opportunities for and partnership between our companies. And in this spirit, I wish to draw your attention, and I wish to actually to stress once again the fact that using MOUs and agreements as a container allows to have a legal framework within within which our business companies can operate and find possible partnerships. Let me just very briefly describe what we've been achieving so far with this partnership between the Global Green Growth Institute that is playing a very important role in Rwanda and in spreading awareness, development, skill development, and actually in targeting the sector of the green growth, which are very much important, and that Rwanda is showing to be very much keen to develop, actually, even at African level, is certainly one of the main scouts of green growth. We are supporting actually the development of infrastructures in in a Kigali that is becoming more and more similar to a Swiss-like city, a very European city in terms of efficiency and in terms also of landscape. It is very important to reduce the impact of pollution. And from this point of view, we are pushing very much on giving electric buses to the city in order, and we are in the feasibility study moment, creating a sort of e-mobility transition in Rwanda. Rwanda is very much open to this kind of innovations and has developed through its business and community quite a modern approach to business and to green growth and green climate protection. Another sector in which we have actually achieved results so far for this partnership is the course on climate governance, diplomacy and negotiation leadership program, where 23 government sector experts from different ministries and institutions have been participating. And that's crucial. It's a key point of creating a new mindset and developing skills, paving the way to a major green growth. And last but not least, GGGI, as before, actually organized a very important virtual 6 weeks training targeting non-profiting organizations, which was with private sector and sector experts. Why? Once again, because carbon markets, climate finance, global carbon markets are the reality of nowadays, and we have to develop more and more partnership with Italian companies which are very prepared in the sector and are willing, of course, to help create the right environment, the right climate in terms of business and investments in Rwanda. And Rwanda is showing more and more a strong sensitivity towards these kind of issues. That's why we, as an ambassador of Italy, but Italy as a business community, is targeting and looking at Rwanda with more and more attention every day. And I'm very happy that even in times of pandemic, in very difficult times of pandemic, African Afari and GGGI found the time to organize webinars, trying to keep alive interest and the will of finding new partnership, of developing a common business environment between Italy and Rwanda. So we have been promoting so many webinars so far. This is certainly one of the most important. Why is so important? Because we are in a transition period. We are in a phase in which we can see a little bit of light through the tunnel. And this is because, of course, vaccination are on the way. Vaccination, allow me to stress once again, notwithstanding legitimate, actually personal opinions, is the only way out of the pandemic. We need to be vaccinated, not only actually to get out of the pandemic, but to go back to B2B meetings in which we can shake our hands and share our common commitment for shaking hands for common partnership and new business partnership. So let me take this opportunity also to excuse myself. I must apologize for not being part of the webinar itself. Unfortunately or fortunately, I've been summoned by State House where I will meet the president very shortly. I wish all participants all the best, actually, to get results, to get contacts, to develop, find a common ground for new business partnerships, And I wish, of course, my friend Massimo Zaurini and Claudio Beretta all the best for this important webinar. And I can just promise that I will be part of the next one. Thank you very much.
And so thanks to the ambassador. And Claudia, allow me to say just two things in Italian for our Italian audience to explain the session now. You have, all of you have received the program. In questa prima parte adesso avremo una presentazione di alcuni progetti, tutti molto interessanti. Sono progetti in cerca di finanziatori, investitori, partner. Sono progetti ovviamente pensati per il Ruanda, ma non solo, sono veramente uno più interessante dell'altro, quindi vi invito a seguirli con attenzione. Ci saranno delle brevi presentazioni. Tutte le presentazioni poi vi verranno inviate successivamente anche. And that's all, Claudia, just a brief summary.
Yes, thank you, Massimo. Yes, I think now we can start with the presentation of these startups from Rwanda and these young innovators. And I will start by Thierry Muditi, the eco-entrepreneur from Innate House. He's a university graduate with a degree in management and close to 2 years engaging in startups development. Thierry, it was already interesting when we talked before to see how you face the challenge of the new regulation of plastic ban, which is of course very welcome and a good thing for the country, but it caused some challenges where you found some solutions. So please, Thierry, tell us about it.
All right, thank you so much, Claudia. And first of all, thank you so much for the opportunity and for the invitation, and also for organizing this event. If you allow me, maybe I'll first go ahead and maybe share a few slides about my company.
You should be allowed.
All right. Can you please see the screen?
Perfect.
Thank you so much. So I'm called Thierry Muditi, as Claudia said. I'm Rwandan, and I'm introducing a company called Innate House. So Innate House is, we usually call it as a group, Rwanda's first eco-friendly stores. So, about us, who are we? So we are a social impact company based in Rwanda. So we produce eco-friendly products, and we're currently working on launching our first product as soon as possible. And our first product will be a natural, safe, and reusable wooden drinking straws. So our wooden drinking straws will be a replacement of the existing plastic straws that are used across Rwanda. And we don't cut down trees. We are not promoting deforestation. So we make our wooden straws through a plant that's usually considered waste. So our vision is to revolutionize the industry of single-use products and also enhance the circular economy of the single-use product, single-use market economy in Rwanda, while also promoting the locally made products. And as an eco business, we also have values of conducting and growing our business in an environmental friendly manner, with much emphasis in protecting and conserving our world's natural resources. So which problem are we solving? Sorry. So we are solving three problems. I mean, many problems, but grouped into three groups. So starting with the environmental problem, which is our main problem. So we are trying to work on reducing the environmental degradation that's caused by use of single-use plastics that are dumped in oceans, in landfills, in everywhere. And we're also trying to solve the problem of extincts of plants. So on the healthy side, according to the research we made, use of single-use plastics are associated with the increased rate of cancer due to the chemicals that are used in plastics during production, and as well as air pollution causing respiratory diseases. So on the economic part, so plastic pollution costs $13 billion in economic damage due to marine ecosystems per year. So this usually happens when the single-use plastics are dumped into oceans. And also for Rwanda in particular, most of the plastics we use are imported from other different countries, and we spend money on it, and which is also associated with increased unemployment, because our local people do not have the opportunity to work and into the production of these straws. So what are our solutions for the problem? So the first solution is we are introducing an eco-friendly, disposable and reusable straws. You can use our straws more than once, and it's eco-friendly, and it's biodegradable. So in case you've finished using it, you can clean it and then use it once again. And our straws are 100% from any chemicals. And we're also providing employment opportunities to the locals. We are currently working with 3 people, but we are thinking as the demand increases, we'll keep on increasing our workforce, and we only work with the locals. So what's our value proposition? So as I said, we are solving 2 different. We're solving a solution, but of using this plant to produce eco-friendly straws. But this plant is also a great plant, as it was widely used as a traditional hub. So using this plant and avoiding the extinct of this plant is also an opportunity for it to grow again, and for people who are interested in natural herbs to still use it and use it in medications, to create medications. So, and in addition to that, our value proposition, as I mentioned, that if I can remind you for a bit, so our product, as you can see, it's a wooden product, so it's 100% natural wooden. It's disposable, it's non-toxic, it's chemical free, and it's affordable for the locals. We're not here trying to sell a product, an overpriced product. So why work with us? Why us? Why Innate Hubs? So we are sustainable. Our reusable eco straws are produced in a materials gathered ethically, and we are community based, as I said, Rwandan and proud, and we provide jobs locally. We work with the local people, and lastly, we are eco-friendly. So we don't only supply eco-friendly products, but we also make sure that we deliver it. By delivering it, I mean packaging in a most sustainable way we can. Everything is eco-friendly. It's our products, our packaging, and the rest of the things we do at Innate House are all eco-friendly. So this is our contacts. So that brings me to the end of my presentation. I don't know if there's any questions, Claudia, but if you want to be in contact with us, that's our email. And
can you stop the sharing of the video, Thierry?
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you also for. Where is one hand raised? No, it's me. Okay, perfect. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It was me. Thank you, Thierry. Very, very, very interesting, really. And I don't see for the moment questions, but I'm sure that we will receive later. Claudia, we want to go on as we have a lot of
Yes.
speakers. So.
Yes. We go on, and congratulations, Thierry, because it's a really win-win situation. No plastic and alternative to the use of plastic, but at the same time to promote use of a plant at risk of extinction. So I think it's a very complete and overwhelming project. Let's go.
I think we have a question from Marco Borsatti. Le ho permesso di parlare, Marco. I allowed you to talk. If you want to put your question, you have to open the mic. No. Okay. You don't want to speak anymore. Oh,
sorry, I'm confused.
Okay, no, don't be confused.
So there's no question.
No question at all. Okay, thank you.
Okay, okay. So we can go to the next speaker. Completely another subject. We go now into drones, and I would like to welcome Mami Ingabire. She's the managing director of Cheris UAS. UAS stands for Unmanned Aerial Vehicles. She is a resourceful professional with extensive experience in development and management of projects and programs aiming at improving lives and transforming futures through innovation. Mami Ingabire is the managing director of Cheris, the first ever leading and licensed drone company operating in Rwanda and other African countries. She has immensely contributed in using innovations to tackle some of the biggest challenges in environmental sector, agriculture, and in other various sectors, including constructions, energy, health, mining, and tourism. So, Mami, please let us know, because I think it's very interesting, and I think it's a good example of how Rwanda is really talking and with the progress and the innovation.
Thank you very much. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for having me this afternoon. I'm going to quickly have the presentation on. Okay, so like you just said, my name is Ingabire Muzigamami. I'm co-founder and managing director of Cheris UAS. And about us, who we are the first ever licensed drone company in Rwanda and a leader in drone services and manufacturing in Africa. I believe you are seeing the right slide. I'm not going fast. Okay, so the slide that I...
Yes, now we are on about us, but you have to go fast, Mami.
Sure. All right. All right. So, like I said, we provide drone imagery and advanced data analytics for intelligent decision making to various businesses in Africa, and we have started in 2014. And we are providing our solutions to various sectors, that is agriculture, energy, construction, and health in Rwanda. And now we have already, starting providing these solutions in other countries, Gabon, DRC, Rwanda, Tanzania, and Uganda. And we also have our second office in Côte d'Ivoire, Abidjan. So our business model is basically providing drone services to tackle, and that is providing aerial, imagery and data analytics for commercial use. And the second big thing we do is in data analysis and management of software. We build, needed software for us to be able to analyze the data that are collected using drones, and so that we are able to provide the right information to our customers, and with that they can make best decision. And another big things we do is we have started actually is in drone manufacturing. Last year we launched our first drone that was made here in Rwanda. And this has, over the years, we were able to understand what are the needs, especially for our continent. And we came up with, well-designed drones that will be able to cater for the need, especially in our continent. Our traction to date, we have covered, like I said, already 6 countries, and we have mapped over 100,000 hectares using drones. And we have had over 10,000 flights, and then collected over 80 terabytes of data that were processed and analyzed so far. And definitely the business is really profitable since inception. So basically here, I'm just sharing quickly what we do in different sectors. And we are in agriculture, where we do a lot of mapping, surveying, crop damage assessment, crop inventory, farmers profiling. These are very, very key services, especially in agriculture, to increase yields of farmers, and providing them with advisory services to better their practices. In health, especially in Rwanda, we are providing drone-based solutions where we map all the breeding sites that is in health, and using drone to spray larvicide. I will talk maybe more about that. And as well in constructions, there's a lot of mapping that we do, topographical surveys and site monitoring and inspection of on construction sites, and which is very, very effective as well. I will discuss more about that. And in mining as well, we do topographical survey, we do monitoring of mining sites, and as well we are able to do through aerial imagery tell you your stock, quick pits and stockyard volumes. So there's a lot of remote sensing going over there as activities. And in energy, we do a lot of power line inspections and tower inspection as well. Environment and disaster management, we do a lot of mapping and assessing structural damages, forestry, environmental monitoring, and species identification as requested by the client. In tourism, is no more aerial photography, and filming and cinematography. And so in environment, the use of drones enhance bring growth and sustainable development in various sectors of applications. Why? Because the drones are very lightweight as platforms. They are very cost effective, require minimal infrastructure for you to use drones. You don't need much. And especially when you operate drones, we don't use fuel, we use batteries. So here there's a lot of, we avoid a lot of emission of gas that can be harmful to the environment. And with drone, you are able to cover large area of operation in a very, very short period of time. And that definitely, there is less use of energy. So you avoid many waste of energy. In agriculture, as we know, farmers, have a lot of issues in terms of managing their crops or their farm. And the most problematic, the most problems that they all encounter is not having enough information about their crops. And that definitely, they just, take decisions that sometimes may not be effective. So we are a solution using drones. We are able to map their farms, providing information in terms of their farm boundaries, their crops, the zone where there are droughts, and that helps them to, decide taking the right, intervention, and especially with this, with what we are talking about here. Drones are gradually replacing more guzzling machines on farms and agricultural land. So with precision agriculture using drones, you know, you use the spraying of plants. You spray plants in such a way that it reduces fertilizers used. Instead of spraying the entire farm, with the information we provide to you, we give you exactly where you have issues in your farm. So it's really targeted spraying. And with that, you don't spray that much as you were, as they were spraying before. And that leads to conserving an important hydrocarbon infused resource and protecting the environment from pollution in the process. So this is very, very important. Using drones, you are able to collect all kinds of information that are very beneficial for the farmers.
Mami, 2 minutes more, please.
Yes. So in establishing, we use also drone in forest restoration and conservation, where we are able to do to detect all the changes in the forest and be able to provide these informations to to our clients, and with that they take the best decision. And that's, you know, when there are issues in the forest, we provide all those information. It helps in a very short time. And this is very easy in monitoring and surveying inaccessible areas. The same thing as well, as we have done quite a lot of projects in Rwanda, when we have mapped most of the wetlands here in Kigali, especially in Kigali. It was done in a very short time. We did over 30,000 hectares and in a space of 2 months, which if you have to do it manually, it would definitely take you more months than that. And with that, they were able to, you know, ensure that the conservation of wetlands and proper management of wetlands. The same thing in construction as well. As I say, we do a lot of mapping in constructions, site planning and designing using drones, as drones have sensors that can provide all this information in terms of, you know, digital model, 3D models that helps the clients to have the kind of information he needs. So as well, also during the lockdown, we provided services in terms of mobilizing, you know, the community. Less movement, but with drone, we're able to, contact officers, being able to pass the messages, mobilizing people in measures, following the measures that were in place. In energy, like I said, there's inspection. With that, we have very specialized camera that are attached to the drones, and we are able to inspect very high towers and power lines, and be able to detect all the defects, all the issues that are in power lines, and that reduce human risk instead of sending a technical people to climb the power, which are very, you know, dangerous. And this, you know, there's a lot of human risk that are reduced using drones.
Okay.
As the last thing, which is very important, as I'm finishing, just closing now, is just saying that we are manufacturing drones now, customized drone to meet the need of our customers. I think I've already talked about the environment, disaster management that we use, that
Great.
we do in energy, in health, and in environment.
Okay. Mami,
Thank you.
Can you stop the share of the video?
Very much for the time given to present our solutions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mami. We had some problem. I have a question for you. Are you still here with us? Okay, I will put the.
Yes, I can hear you.
You can hear me. Okay. What would you like to find from with an Italian company? I'm thinking about some kind of an investor, clients, or a partner. You are thinking about scaling up your business, because you know, this is one of the business of the future, and you are a company that is already working very, very well and in a lot of countries. And what you are thinking about?
Yeah, so our main focus right now is to scale up our solution, and we are excited to to have partners all around the world where we can have this solution being implemented. We really want to see adoption of this technology because they are very effective.
You are a company. Your company is 100% Rwandan.
Yes, it's 100% Rwanda.
That's great. That's great. Okay. Thank you, Mami. Thank you. And
thank you very much.
Claudia.
Yes, thank you. And Massimo, it was a very good question that you asked, and I would like to extend to any speakers from the Rwandan side today, because it's the right moment to throw their request and inquire on possible partnership with Italian partners. We go now to the next speaker to sustainable agriculture and production of organic fertilizers. And I would like to invite Janvier Wayetsu. Just let me briefly introduce him. He's the founder he's the co-founder and deputy managing director of Rwanda Biosolutions. He has a background in biotechnology from the University of Rwanda and in environmental biotechnology from the university in South Korea. He's a passionate social entrepreneur, a scientist and educator, and he won several competitions from Tony Elumelu Foundation Entrepreneurship in 2015 and Mandela Washington Fellow in 2017. And he's also a member of several youth and business communities, such as Youth in Agribusiness Forum, lead organization. So please, Janvier, let's listen about the startup that you co-founded.
Thank you. Thank you very much. My name is Janvier, and I'm from a company called Rwanda Biosolutions. We produce organic fertilizers from waste using effective microorganism technology. So through this presentation, I will talk mainly about this, who we are, what we do, and what we hope in the future. So what do we do and what the problems are we trying to solve? So we target two problems actually. There is one population in rural who with the problem of over-cultivated land, which cause a very need of high amount of fertilizer. And there is not many people producing fertilizers commercially. On the other side, we have urban communities which produce too much waste, and there is a huge amount of waste treatment there, and of course, high youth unemployment rate. So what people do when we are not there? So the farmers, they have to produce the fertilizers, and it's actually practically impossible. If you see that you have 3 seasons, and to make that fertilizer in here, it's close to impossible for that. And if they can't, they just highly depend on fertilizers, chemical fertilizers, whether they want it or not. On the other side, on the urban part, there is land filling. So people just put waste in dump site like that. So what do? We take urban waste, we use effective microorganisms to make fertilizers. Our fertilizers are very cheap, almost 60% cheaper than chemical ones. They are effective and they are very environmentally friendly. So who we are? Our company was founded in 2015 from 4 university graduates at that time. And currently now we have 2 production sites, which we are proud of. And we have 4 permanent employers, 2 internships, 14 seasonal worker that may change, increase or go down depending on season. And all of them are under 35 years old, and 8% of them are women. So we have really registered in as business company, and we are a proud member of Youth Chamber of Private Sector Forum. From that day, we won several awards, which make us strong. These are our founders. We have 4 founders, and together we have skills from environmental science and public health, which make us the best team to produce these, as this kind of business depends on both skills. So what is the opportunity that are in Rwanda? 68% of all waste are organic, which means they are potential our raw materials. More Rwandans, above 90%, work in agriculture, which make them potential clients. And Rwanda is really investing and encouraging people to use fertilizer. And nowadays it's chemical because there is no many commercial organic, but we think we can tap in that. And beyond Rwanda, Rwanda is very localized in regional, and have made many partnership that can make us go to different markets, like East African Community, COMESA, and recently the African one. So we have a potential to grow. Our customers currently, 8% are just individual farmers, but we also work with farmers cooperative, gardeners, nurseries, and sometimes with the government. So this is a brief view of our journey in terms of money. For the first year, we failed miserably, and many things happened, and one of them was that we were not really equipped with financial business part. All of us were from science, so we struggled. But from 2018, we started to grow, and now we are better, and we're looking forward to a greater future. Also, our current production relies on manual sorting and manual composting, but we hope in the future we want to put more of machinery like composter, granulator, and packaging part, so that we can sell and scale our business. Currently, the limitation we have and the challenges and what we need the advanced equipment, skills need to upgraded, and we need capital, and we also need working with government and other NGOs to increase awareness about our population about waste sorting, because almost 90% of our job is waste sorting. So if there is a great awareness about population, about sorting, this will be very good for environment and good for us. So this is like milestone we have now for 3 years. This is what we want to do and how we want to do it. And finally, we've been there. We did some summit, we did some exhibition, and you can see we've been doing great. So, and we have worked with many people and many partners, as you can see here. And with that, I can conclude. Thank you very much. If any question, I'm ready to receive.
Can you stop your sharing? Thank you, Javier, very much. I have a question for you, because very, very interesting what you do. And I think you are a very good kind of project that can be scaled up. No? We are talking about that here now. And how do you sell your products to the market?
Oh, currently, we deliver like in the van, or some farmers, they make deliveries, we took them there. But we're looking forward for having an environmental packaging part.
And look,
and we believe
the farmer that are
at the end of
your product are happy with it, are coming back to you.
Yes, they are very happy.
That's good.
And the only problem we have is we cannot produce enough.
Okay. Javier, there is a question from Adriano Gilli, that is an Italian person in the public. He asks if you produce ammonium sulfate, and if so, in which quantity?
We don't do that.
You don't do that. That's great. Thank you, Javier. Claudia.
Yes, thank you very much indeed for your presentation. I took note of your of the impact that you have also on gender, with the 85% of women employed in your company. So congratulations also for this achievement. We remain now in agriculture, and I invite Thierry Schema to join the floor with his intervention with the title of A Sustainable Solution to Maize Aflatoxin, Use of Renewable Energy Powered Mobile Maize Dryer to End Post-Harvest Losses. Just 2 words about him. He's a serial entrepreneur, as well as the founder and managing director of CropTech and Agritech company that provides modern on-farm maize drying services, logistics and transportation solution to farmers, plus connecting them to the local market. A water and environmental engineer who aspires to bring social innovative projects that restores and conserves the environment while economically powering the society. Please, Thierry.
Hello everyone. Thank you, Claudia, for the opportunity provided. And if you allow me, I'll like to start.
You're allowed. You're allowed, Thierry.
Thank you very much. Okay. So as Claudia have just introduced, I'm the founder and managing director of CropTech Limited. CropTech Limited, it's an agritech company that provides on-farm drying service to maize growers in Rwanda, and we also provide them with logistics service in terms of storage and transportation, because these are the key crucial areas where post-harvest losses come from. It's like over the past few years, since 2000 up to 2021, a lot of effort have been introduced into the agriculture sector by the government of Rwanda, especially through the Ministry of Agriculture and RAB, whereby farmers have been provided with modern tools and equipment. They started from draining lands where they had to improve the yield. They've been provided with tractors, improved seeds and fertilizers so as to increase the amount of tons harvested per hectare. And this was very successful. However, farmers are still relying on the traditional method of drying, whereby they take the harvested maize, as you can see one of our friends, John from the Eastern Province, is doing, and when they expose it to the sun, these are great invitation to fungi and other sorts of microorganisms, as well as agents of destruction to attack the maize. And the great effect on the right side is the aflatoxin, a dangerous toxin developed, which makes it unsuitable for these milling industries. I can say like maybe for production of flour or other key food from maize. And then there's farmers end up losing the harvest, even the money. And by talking to maize, is one of the main key staple and cash crop in Africa, with the overall market amounting to 40.2 billion USD, like as of 2020, and now the amount have increased. So seeing that farmers end up losing part of their harvest due to lack of decentralized technology, CropTech Limited came in with an on-farm drying service. We simply have a dryer and a recycle and a maize thresher, and a farmer calls us on a phone number. We go to the farm, we thresh for him, and after threshing, we also dry for him, with the key advantage being that instead of drying for weeks, at least like ranging from 3 weeks to 5 weeks, we can do it in 3 hours, thus shortening the drying period. And the other aflatoxin, they are fully eliminated because they are dried in a good environment, and then connecting farmers to buyers, that's allowing them to increase their turnover. So it's like if you harvest 1 ton, you are very sure that you are going to sell that 1 ton, and at a higher price, we increase your bargaining power. And it's like in Rwanda, at least 72%. It's like when we have a population of roughly 12 million and above. So, and the minimum of 72% of the working sector and the agriculture sector. So it's like 64% of them grow maize. And in this actual area, at least 40% lack this different technology. So it's like we are harvesting in January, March. This is a highly rainy period. If you don't watch out, you lose almost all your harvest. So that's why CropTech, we came in. Our business model is quite simple. As I've said, we have a dryer that we transport with a recycle, because that's the current finance we're having. We are trying to buy like a truck, but up to now we're using a recycle that we move from farm to farm. So if we drive for you as a farmer, you pay us $18 per dry ton. And connection to maize mirrors is a service we offer. So we developed our first prototype in 2018 when we were still at university. We went to College of Science and Technology, University of Rwanda. And in 2019, we won 1,000 USD International Award event. And then recently in 2020, we signed a further grant deal with the University of Rwanda into research at 12,000. And we are lucky that 2021, we received a social loan from Ondonemas sub-region organization, entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs, that we use to bring the first machines on board. It's like dryers and recycles. And we are now, we are happy we are serving to farmers at the moment. Though the challenges are still high, because like we have got a high demand with the limited supply, which is making us move a to be slow. But like that's why we're also kind of calling to partnership, strategic partnership in terms of investment, technological transfer, capacity building, locally from Minagri, RAB, and as well as from also the tech experts from the Italian side to help us really increase the efficiency of the machines. And another thing, we are part of the Vestaville community, so that's where we have got our office and other operations, we carry them, and we also have several MOUs on the pipeline. So it's an aspect of increasing the capacity and serve farmers. So, and like to fully meet the demand, like we are in need of at least 70,000 USD to bring more and bigger machines so as we can address the whole solution. Partners we having as of the moment, we having OVO entrepreneurs from Belgium, Vestaville, technology incubation, and we calling on those who are present, the Italian side, the Rwandan side, to really take the opportunity, because you see this slide is still blank, so we need more people to come in, and we need these strategic partnerships so as we can bring solution on that market. And here are some few articles about us that we've managed like to get featured, and also African Afari, so like you can also we are very friendly, like you're welcome, we can still publish more. So yeah, we are very open. So this is a team behind all these passionate engineers who are willing to increase the turnover of small scale holder farmers. Yeah. I'd like to say thank you very much. We really appreciate the opportunity and platform provided for us, and we are really looking forward to more partnership from the Italian and Rwandan side. Thank you very much from CropTech. Have a good day.
Thank you, Thierry. If you can stop the sharing of your video.
Yeah, sure.
And thank you very much. Now, I'm really impressed about all your presentation until now. And you have to stop the sharing.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. I'm really impressed. So, Claudia, I want just also taking what Thierry just said. I will say to my team that we will dedicate some pages of our next issue magazine telling the project of everybody that today had the presentation, because they are all until now very good projects. And really, I think that in Italy, there can be someone very interested in knowing more about them, because it's very, very interesting.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Thierry.
Yeah.
But it will be in Italian, Thierry and Mami and all the others. So, but we will send it anyway. Okay.
Yeah, Google Translator can handle that, so don't worry.
Massimo, they are innovators. They are much beyond us. You know, we don't go so fast as these innovators.
Yeah, so Google Translator will do the rest of the work.
Yes, great. And I think that the next one is Sylvan Bremer. That is, I want to personally thank you, because you are connected from USA, not Rwanda, and so I think that you woke up really early for being with us today. So really, thanks.
Correct. the sun is actually rising right now.
Okay.
It's 6:41. Yeah.
So really thanks for being with us. I let the floor to Claudia.
Yes, Sivan, thank you for joining us. But I really wanted you in this webinar of young innovators, despite the fact that you are not Rwandan, but you are Dutch, but you have a long experience in Rwanda because you have been living here for years, and where you created your company that you will introduce to us, and also you work in a sector, textile, and with organic fabric, and I would like you to be as an inspiration also for other Rwandans. That's why I'm happy to have you with us. So Sivan is a founder of Afrique, a fashion brand producing high-end fashion in Rwanda for the European market since 2013. She's a global thought leader on sustainability, organic cotton, fair wage, fair trade, and original fashion, about to launch a new collection that has a completely transparent local supply chain, starting with organic GOT certified and fair trade cotton from the region. Her team of 10 people is working in Kigali with her atelier in the Impact Hub building in Kyovu, for those who know Kigali. And Sivan was raised in the Netherlands, has a master's degree in human rights and conflict studies, and has received the Dutch Young Sustainability Award last year, and was recently featured in Elle magazine, Netherlands. So Sivan, please.
Hello, everyone. First of all, Claudia, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share my story here. And I'm super grateful to be part of this next to all these super inspiring Rwandan entrepreneurs that we've heard so far. Let me share my screen.
Yes, you should be allowed.
Let me try again. I don't see it, but maybe clean out. Let's start.
Share the screen.
Yeah. Sorry.
Don't worry, don't worry. Let's see. Okay, I will try to.
Oh, here, I think it should work right now. Okay, maybe I have to leave. See if it works right now. Yes. Okay. How's this?
Perfect.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, like I said, thank you. My name is Sivan.
We see your security and privacy windows.
Oh.
Just check which windows you shared.
I think.
You have to go out from the sharing and re-entering in the sharing.
You share this one then. How's that?
Okay, that's it. Meet the maker. That's it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So my name is Sivan, founder of Afrique, and I'm going to tell you the story of how we got to organic cotton. Because we started in 2013 in Rwanda, making fashion for the European market, and fair trade and equality were always central to our business model since the beginning. So how can we work together based on equality and create beauty together? So we worked with African prints from the beginning that we bought on the local markets, and we worked with European designers. Customers loved our brand, and we were successful in sales with over 400,000 in revenue over the last few years. Recently, in 2019, we opened the shop in the Impact Hub in Kiyovu. New Times featured us, and in this way, we could sell to the local community as well as doing business to business with other Rwandan brands that we produce for, like Motions and Ibaba. For the ones that for the one of you that know about these brands, but we realized that we didn't have a sustainable business model, and that was an issue. There were a few issues. So one, the prints that we bought on the local market, if they were bestsellers, we were not able to produce them again. We were not able to find them again. Another issue was that the prints that we were selling were not our own. So we didn't have the copyright on those prints. We didn't design them ourselves. We bought them locally. The other issue was that the value chain was not transparent at all. We couldn't find out where the fabrics come from, how they were made, etc. And we realized that most of those prints are actually not African or local. They come from overseas, and they come often from China. Is what we figured out after a period of time. And the last part another part that doesn't work for us was that we realized that conventional cotton is bad for the environment. It's highly toxic because of the pesticides used. It can cause cancer for farmers and for factory workers, and it uses a lot of water, and it's not fair trade. And finally, the international consumers are increasingly interested in organic cotton. So my question was, how can we do and be an ethical business if our materials are actually not ethical at all? And how do we face all these other challenges that I just mentioned to all of you? So we took a year to research the possibilities and see what is possible locally in the region. And so I ended up going to Tanzania to visit local organic cotton farmers. And I found out that they are ethically doing regenerative farming. So it's good for the planet, good for the people. And we ended up buying 4 tons of organic certified cotton there, shipped it over to Rwanda. This is a factory in Rwanda where they could produce all the cotton into fabric. And we worked with this very talented Rwandan artist, Krista Uwase, who was inspired by, as you can see, imigongo, which is the local traditional pattern. And we turned it into a print. Here you see it behind our logo, inspired by that imigongo. So we created our own print together with her. And so in the Rwandan factory, it went from spinning to weaving to printing meters of the cotton. You see the fabric on the video is also the fabric that I'm wearing right now. And And after it went through, spinning, weaving, and printing, we produce 100% organic cotton dress in our own atelier in Kigali, like we've always done, in a fair trade way. So now we are ready to relaunch Afrique in a truly sustainable, ethical business, completely made in Rwanda, completely sourced locally. And that's very exciting because it's been quite a journey, I have to say. And in this way, we can truly show the beauty that is made in Rwanda. So like Claudia already said, last week, the dress was featured in an international fashion magazine named Elle in Netherlands. And at this moment, we are looking for investors who want to lead a 1 million investor round. And we are also open to alternative finances or other potential creative partnerships, so we can really show the world this beautiful, ethical, sustainable product that is made in Rwanda, and put Rwanda on the international map with regards to sustainable fashion. Thank you.
Thank you. You're using the same dress.
I'm wearing the same dress, yeah. Of course. Yeah. If there's questions, I wanted to keep it short and yeah.
Thanks. Just if you can stop the sharing of your video, Steven, it will be great. Thank you very much. It's very interesting. Have you ever had any kind of relation with Italian fashion companies or something like that? Because as you know, in our country, there is the fashion business is quite.
Yeah, I have not, and Claudia and I have been talking about it a lot. What are the opportunities, whether it is for manufacturing fashion, or it is any other kind of collaboration. And we are also open to do business to business, so we could also do production maybe for Italian fashion brands that are interested in doing ethical, sustainable fashion from Africa.
Yeah, I think, Claudia, I have to put in contact with one of two names that are in my mind, because it's very, very interesting. And also, have you ever heard about Fashionomics of African Development Banks?
Yeah, yeah, we've been part of it.
It's another great project too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you. Let me see. Sorry, Claudia, you go. I'm just looking if.
Yes. No, I was just saying that I was the first client of Afrique, of course.
That's right.
I think the second day the dress were out, I was already in the shop, of course. So, but I have it in blue, but they're both very nice. So congratulations for the work we are doing. You are involved in also local artisan, but also local artists promoting this famous design of Imigongo. And I think you're doing a great job. And you have this idea of taking this trend of sustainable fashion, which is something that we hear quite more and more in Italy, but in Rwanda it's taking place now. So I think that you start this kind of discussion here.
Yeah, and we're very, very happy to share also like what we've created so far. Like I said, business to business production, could be anything, could be also furniture, could be like anything that has to do with fabrics, accessories.
That's great.
Fashion, yeah.
Yes. Shall we go to the next and last speaker? So we have now, we go into waste management, smart waste collection system in public markets. And we have Eva Peaks who will introduce this project. Eva Pease works for, is one of the project manager of Select Rwanda. She's an impact-driven climate leader with a bachelor degree in business administration. And her goal is to contribute to environmental conservation and climate projects by scaling up action on the ground toward a transition to a green economy. I'd like also to add that Eva is a member of Green Fighters. That is a youth lead environmental NGO, very active in Rwanda. and they're operating in this country since 2017. The aim of this organization is to contribute to the sustainable development of the country by ensuring the safety and protection of the environment. And the organization activity focus on agriculture, water, energy, waste management, and environmental education sectors. And I can testify they're very strong and full of passion for what they do. Eva, please, it's your turn.
Thank you, Claudia. Let me share my screen. Are you able to see?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you again once again. It's a pleasure to take part in this webinar and to share and the opportunity to share our innovation. My name is Eva, and the project I want to share is about smart waste collection. The smart waste collection is designed with the collaboration between a renewable energy company provider called Solectra. We provide different services such as solar home system, solar street lights, and other groundbreaking technological solutions. We have a partnership with the Green Fighter, which aims to protect the environment. Youth at the center of all our actions. We designed a smart waste project. We thought about this project since Rwanda is a developing country and on the path to become a middle income country. This leads to a high volume of waste generation and urban areas, which is one of the biggest sources of greenhouse gases emissions and global warming. At the moment, there is an increase. There's an increase in volume of solid waste due to rapid urbanization and economic development. All collected wastes, which are unsorted by the way, end up dumped in a landfill. Another challenge we face is limited data on waste generation and its compositions. Our solution is to put in place a smart waste collection system in different areas, including, but not limited to, school campuses, commercial buildings, public places, and streets, where waste will be sorted, collected, and compacted at source in smart bins, while also generating waste consumption data. Our smart bins have different features, such as sensors that provide real-time information on how full a bin is and alert owners when it needs to be emptied. They also possess a compactor feature that increases the level of volume of waste stored in the bins. The solution have different benefits toward the environment, and since sorting of waste will happen at source and not in the landfill, this will also facilitate recycling for people who need plastic or organic waste. Since we have already seeing potential buyers in the audience who want to generate organic fertilizers, this will be easier for them and promote a circular economy. There will also be reduction in collection costs for collector companies, since they will know when it's time to be emptied. That means there could be less time on the road for trucks, drivers, as well as, which lead to the optimization of routes for waste collectors. It will also provide accurate data on waste composition. Lastly, this will also lead to a reduction of greenhouse gases emissions, since most of our waste are made of organic waste, which end up in the landfill and produce methane, one of the gases that is harmful to the environment and causes for global warming. And our project is in line with also of Rwanda's updated national determined contributions. One of the priorities also is to promote waste management. We hope to gain investment to implement our pilot project with Kigali on its way to be a smart city. Smart waste management is a must. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Eva. You should stop the sharing of your video. Okay, thank you very much. There is Giuseppe D'Alessandro that just wrote his email. I think is can be a good contact because he say that is interested in wind, solar, and waste energy from waste. So you can see the email in the chat if you want.
Yeah, thank you. It's noted.
Claudia, it's up to you now.
Yes, Eva, thank you again, because I think you are dealing with one major problem that will grow also in the future, which is waste management. So congratulations for what you are doing. Okay, we finish now with the Rwanda innovators, and we go to Italy, and we start listening some partners or potential partners from the Italian side. Please let me say that our next guest is really an honor to have him with us. Gabriele Ferrieri. Gabriele Ferrieri is 28 years old, economist, young entrepreneur, and president of the National Association of Young Innovators, and is recently placed in the ranking Forbes 100 under 30 as one of the most influential young people in Italy. And congratulations for this achievement. Gabriele is also the co-founder of iCarry, Sustainable Urban Mobility Project, where he can talk about it just now. And he got a degree in economics and business administration at the University Roma Tre, and won the Jomi Group Scholarship for the brilliant academic results. Got selected into the Impact Hub Scaling Program in 2015 and received a special prize Impact Hub in Milan and Club Deal 2016 and special award Gala Lab Unirete 2016 with this business. It's a long list. Gabriele is an active member in social services, poverty relief, humanitarian aid, art, and culture. Gabriele, please, we are really happy to have you with us, and I leave you the floor.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Gabriele Ferrieri, President of ANGI, Italian Association of Young Innovators. I'm pleased to bear my testimony today at this important working table. First of all, I would like to thank all the organizers, promoters, and guests for stressing the importance of both the topics covered and the need to raise awareness in important events such as today's. I would also like to underline that my testimony today is not only the result of my experience as president of ANGI, but also as a young entrepreneur, as economist, and Forbes 100 under 30. In particular, my scale-up iCarry operates as a leader in Italy in the field of sustainable mobility, enabling the retail and e-commerce world for delivery of goods for the last mile. And for anyone who wants to go into this in more detail, I am available. Returning to ANGI, I would like to make a brief introduction about who we are and our role on the international scene. The Italian Association of Young Innovators is the first national non-profit organization entirely dedicated to the world of innovation in each one of its forms, supported and promoted by the major Italian European institutions, including the Presidency of Council of Ministers and the European Parliament. ANGI presents itself in Italy and around the world as a reference point for innovation, developing it in all its form, promoting the theme of culture, education, new technology, and developing agreements across private individuals, schools, university, companies, trade associations, and national and international institutions. In particular, on the international front, Angie is the leader of a network of partners in France, Germany, United States, South America, Spain, Portugal, Switzerland, and Malta. Missions promoted and supported by the European Community, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and important representative of the Italian Diplomatic Corps. And this particular moment, I want to underline the importance that Angie plays as focus point in Italy to promote technological and digital transfer in partnership with the various international actors and create important collaboration, both to support companies and institutional dialogue. Opportunity that I bring with me today as a reference point of my testimony to all the interlocutors present and to all those who want to start a dialogue with us. In addition to conclusion of my speech, I want to highlight the importance that younger generation together with Italian companies are carrying out key sectors such as green growth and sustainable development in different sectors such as agri-food, renewable energies, ecotourism, textiles, and circular economy. A great opportunity for growth and development that requires an international dialogue with rich and forward-looking continents such as Africa, in particular with Rwanda. Working in this region, we bought the organization of the United Nations team and various projects related to food program and a strong proven public partnership are the basis of virtuous path that Angie want to live as protagonist, and that is why we hope to be able to start important collaboration with all the Italian and the African guests present today. Now I show you a short video about Angie and our activity. It's possible to have available the share, please. Thank you.
Okay, now you are co-host. You could share your video.
Thank you.
You have to open your audio so that we can hear.
Sound? Non c'è?
No, non c'è l'audio.
Sorry, we have a problem to audio of the video. Sorry.
Don't worry.
Thank you for your attention. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Grazie, grazie Gabriele. By the way, if you send us a link to the video, we will send to all the participants later with the presentation, so they can have a look at it later.
Sì, our activity in the Italian Parliament and important mission, European Parliament, Bruxelles, Strasbourg, and every partner that support the mission of Angie.
That's great.
Thank you, Gabriele. I'm first of all, congratulations again for all these activities, especially in the framework of this association. Also, ICARE is very interesting, and I was thinking that it's not impossible to implement this kind of project here, because we have thousands of motor taxi, and we have of course transport of goods that is needed. So why not to put in contact these motorbikes with the demand of transport? So I think that is something that's feasible, and we would like to learn more from your your project. This is I would like really to launch the dialogue with with Angie, with your association, and to find a partner here or an interlocutore here. How can I say in English? To start talking and see if we can promote a kind of collaboration, exchange of information. It would be really great. Okay, we go now to the next speaker, Teresa Lindo, Head of Institutional Relations of Talisman Investment Funds. She is the head of investor in Talisman. She has over 20 years of hands-on experience in the US, Europe, and emerging markets in diplomacy, trade, corporate expansion, negotiations, marketing, communication, external relations, social enterprise, and building corporate partnerships in the public and private sector. I will stop here, but please, Teresa, if you want to add something to already this amazing experience you have, you are welcome to do it. But I would like everybody to listen to this. It's a great opportunities offered by Italy in terms of investments. So please, Teresa, the floor is yours.
I have to say thank you very much to Claudia and to Massimo for this invitation, for the opportunity to listen to you all and to speak with the fellow panelists. I'm very happy to be here, very happy to represent Talisman Investment Funds. Massimo, if you can give me the opportunity to share my screen, I will show the presentation that I have lined up for you all. Thank you, Claudia, for the introduction. I know it was rather long. A brief history of myself. I come from the public and private sector, so I worked for many years in government and also many years in the private sector with companies looking to expand abroad and to internationalize their businesses. So with Talisman, I am working on investor relations, as Claudia said, and this is basically the fundraising for all of the investment activities that we will be doing in the near future. So very quickly, who we are. Talisman is an investment platform. It's a company that is interested in working with businesses, with projects that are based in Africa or that have an interest in working with companies that are in Africa. We are looking for opportunities that will allow us to make and to work with the companies and projects to make a social impact, environmental impact. We are very focused on the community and working with the businesses and the projects on the ground. Very hands-on approach, and we are also very focused on the UN's 17 Sustainable Development Goals. So we'll talk about that in a little while. What we do is equity investing. So we provide funding for companies that are looking to grow, looking to scale up their businesses, and we also provide debt financing for already up and running. We're looking for projects that are already profitable, that are looking to increase their businesses, create new products, offer new services, and so on. What we offer is a very large, very extensive global network. I was happy to see Giuseppe D'Alessandro in the chat and part of our audience, who is a construction company owner with whom we have worked, and we work very closely with over 100 European and Italian industrial partners that are interested and keen in working with African SMEs, small, medium enterprises, and projects. So our team brings a wide range of experience. Mine is nothing in comparison to the overall team, which has over 100 years of cumulative experience in over 2/3 of the African continent, and is very passionate about working in Africa. We have experience in multiple sectors, and Talisman focuses on 8 sectors in particular. We'll go through that in a future slide. We've already created 5 successful investment funds based in and interested in working in Africa that have been very successful for both the investees and the investors. So it's a win-win situation. Right now, this is a relatively new fund. This is our 6th, shall we say, in our belt of funds, of successful funds created, and we're in the fundraising stage at this moment. So we'll be ready to start investing in companies by the end of, well, we'll close our investing rounds at the end of this year, and then we'll start investing the first quarter of 2022. We are, as I mentioned, very interested in working within the UN's 17 Sustainable Development Goals, and they have identified certain areas of interest that will help create sustainability in Africa. And those areas are health, electricity, and infrastructure, hunger, education, and inequality, and tackling habitat concerns, environment issues, and innovation opportunities. We have nicknamed this impact investing strategy as HEY, which in English is HEY, but italicizing it and putting it in Italian, it's HEI, that capture these 9 areas that we're interested in looking to make an impact in. So in terms of the sectors that we are interested in working with, all of the sectors that you guys have mentioned, that the presenters today have mentioned, are within these 8 sectors, and we're very happy to look at any of your projects and companies more closely if you're interested in working with Talisman. The sectors we're specifically interested in are in renewable energy, technologies, consumer goods, so fashion certainly fits within there, agriculture, which captures many of the presenters today, manufacturing as well, construction, water, and waste management. And again, we are focused on working with companies, so small, medium enterprises, and with projects. And some of the criteria that we're looking at is being able to join in with company management with a 20% to 40% stake in ownership for the life of the investment period. We're looking to invest between 3 and 30 million euros in the projects and in the companies. We're looking for companies that are already established, that are fast growing, that are looking to expand their businesses locally and internationally. We're looking at companies that have already received some funding, that have already turned a profit. We're looking for companies, as many of you mentioned, that offer equal opportunities, men, women, youth, people from all walks of life. We're looking for companies that are environmentally friendly, that are looking to make an environmental impact, or that are looking to limit negative environmental impact and to grow the communities that they work in. We are proposing to be strategic partners to the companies that we work with, so that we would provide the know-how and add value with the skill set that our team brings to the table. And our team is, as I mentioned before, very widely talented in finance and investment and management, in marketing, communications, in every business field that you could be interested in working with. And we're looking to add those skills to already existing businesses where needed, and make them stronger, better, scale up their businesses and grow. We're looking for companies that solve a problem, and all the ones that we've heard from today fall within that category. We're looking for companies that address a crucial challenge for the communities that they serve. And so we're happy to work with a number of different profiles of companies. On the project side, we're looking for projects that need up to 25% of total financing in order to grow and to improve. And again, that's about 3 to 30 million euros, depending on what the overall budget of the project is. We're interested in public projects, private projects, and partnership projects. We're looking for projects that whose owners have already committed their own funding, and who show great commitment and enthusiasm with their own financial backing in these projects. We're looking for projects that are 20%, at least 20% African owned, so locally sourced. And we're looking for projects that are open to working with European industrial partners, that have already worked with some partners that are well known, that have a well-established African presence. Companies, or projects rather, that have already received some funding from DFIs, from development finance institutions, are welcome. Again, environmentally friendly company projects that are looking to create jobs in the communities that they serve, and that address a crucial challenge for their community. In terms of how to apply, I know that those of you who are interested in looking for funding and for looking for strategic partners, that's a very crucial question. One, I invite all of you, encourage all of you to visit us on our website. The information that I went through very quickly today, very briefly, is all on our website, especially in the investment process pages. Once a company or a project makes itself known via our website, we send them a teaser application that's rather detailed, that asks them to explain the project and to go through to check certain boxes that we will ask them to check to make sure that the criteria are what we are looking for, both company and project. After we receive this information, we go through a screening process that is rather detailed. It includes pre-screening to see whether or not the criteria are met at a first glance. And then we go through and look at the company and project and whether they match our investment guidelines, whether they fall within the sectors that we are interested in working in, whether they're in countries that we have experience in, or so we have experience in over 2/3 of the African continent, as I mentioned before, but whether it's a company or a country that we have experience in or the proponents of the company or project have experience in will be very important for us. We're looking for projects and companies that allow smooth exits, that once we have come in and added the value that we are able to add, that there is also opportunity to leave the company in strong hands, that we leave the company on a sustainable path to continuing to succeed. And we're looking for companies that will allow us to present a good risk option for our investors. We then go through a due diligence process with the companies and projects that have passed the initial screening. And there we look very carefully at the operational structure of the company and the project. We look very carefully at the financial structure. We look very carefully at the legal structure and the environment, the political environment, the economic environment, the technological environment of the company and the communities that the project or the company will be in. And then if all goes well, Talisman is ready to work with those companies and projects that fulfill all the criteria, that pass all the check marks. The investment committee will then issue an approval. We will offer a memorandum of understanding to the company and then deliver the funds, deliver the services, deliver the strategic partnership to the company, to the project. So this is how you can reach me specifically. My email address is here, t.lindo@talismaninvestmentfunds.com. This is our website, and I don't know if you'll be able to see very quickly our website. I'll just show that to you very quickly. Here is where you would apply and express your interest in working with Talisman. This page here, the investment page, is the one that I mentioned before that has all of our information. So I encourage you all to take a look at the website and to contact me directly if you're interested in working with Talisman. We're very happy to hear from any and all of you and your friends and your contacts.
Thank you,
So
Teresa.
if you have any questions.
We have two questions for you.
Go for it.
The first one is from Cristina Ruiz that is asking about the minimum ticket amount, because you during your presentation there were 3 million to 30 million max. The minimum ticket is 3 million?
No. We look at each company on a case-by-case basis. So it's whatever the company needs. There's generally a cap as to how much we will invest. So for example, up to 25% of all costs, up to 20% of all costs, depending on what the project is. So 3 to 30 was a nice round number that we put in the presentation, but there is opportunity to work with us. We're not venture capitalists, we're not angel investors. So we are definitely looking for companies that are already established, projects that are already established and that have turned a profit. So the 3 million was indicative of the kinds of companies that may have had longevity. One company, for example, mentioned that it's already in six countries and that it's already been around since 2015. There's really no minimum in that sense, but we put that as a general guideline. So
then I have a question for you too.
Sure.
The other one is from Angelique Cantengua that is asking, how long does it take to reach the financial closure?
So right now we're in our fundraising stage, which we hope to close by the fourth quarter of this year. So by the end of the fourth quarter, we already have projects in our pipeline. We've already screened some projects. So the sooner a company raises its hand and says, we're interested in working with Talisman, the better it is for us, because then we can go through our due diligence process, we can go through our screening process and look at the company more closely, so that by the end of 2021, beginning of 2022, we're able to start the actual investing phase.
Okay, and another question. Okay, if you could show your email again, because
yes, absolutely. I'll put it actually in the chat.
Then we will send to everybody also. And Sivan from the fashion presentation asked about, does the company have to be profitable?
Yes.
I suppose yes, because it's an equity. And my question for you, Teresa, is this. In the presentation that we had in the first part of the webinar, have you seen something that moved your interest?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. All of the companies that were presented today fall within the sectors that we're interested in. So that's a check in their favor. Not all of them are already established. Not all of them are already up and running. So as I mentioned, we can look at a case-by-case basis, and we're happy to co-invest, for example, but we're not brand new startup investors. So if there is matching investment, or if there are other investment funds dedicated towards a company or project, Talisman is interested in looking at those on a case-by-case basis and perhaps co-investing in those projects. So yes, generally we're looking for projects that are already, or companies that are already profitable, but nothing is excluded at this point.
Thank you very much, Teresa. And thank you to Talisman that I've been following in the last year. So I'm very happy that you have been here today and make your presentation. Claudia.
My pleasure.
Yes, thank you again, Teresa. Thank you very much. We go to the next speaker, who will talk about an interesting call for innovators. The next one will be on food and sustainable agriculture, but we will have the occasion to say that there are other calls also in the future. Fulvio Bersanetti is a program officer at Fondazione Compagnia di San Paolo at the Impact Innovation Department, and he works in support of philanthropic project in field like innovation, financing, and digital transformation. Fulvio, please.
Thank you, Claudia. I start sharing my screen. Massimo, please.
Sorry, yes, Fulvio, I will.
Could you able?
You are co-organizer now.
Perfect, thank you. Okay. Perfect. Okay, I share my screen. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Claudia. Thank you, Massimo, for the introduction. Many thanks to Rwanda Environment Management Authority and Triple GI for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to say something about our project as well. I have the honor and the pleasure to represent here Compagnia di San Paolo and Fondazione Cariplo, the two main philanthropic foundations in Italy, and all our partners, Cariplo Factory, Jenga Lab, Tiresia, and F5. In 2020, these two organizations have launched an open innovation program that is called CoOpen in order to promote the development and implementation of innovative projects in Africa related to three main pillars. One, circular economy, to find more inclusive and more sustainable solutions for a new production, a new consumption model based on sharing, reusing, and repairing materials. Two, food and sustainable agriculture, to improve agricultural productivity, increase biodiversity, and mitigate the impact of climate change. Three, health and well-being, in order to foster new digital health services with a focus on mobile platforms devoted to education and capacity building for medical and healthcare personnel. Let me say that the final goal of COPEN is to contribute in some way to achieve the UN Agenda 2030, and specifically the SDG number 2, zero hunger, number 3, good health, and number 12, responsible consumption and production. In my opinion, this is a very significant approach because the foundations of banking origin, like Compagnia di San Paolo and Fondazione Carico, are living a huge transition from a local grant maker model to impact developer at international level. The innovative projects I mentioned before could be realized in these 8 African countries, so Uganda, Kenya, Ethiopia, and Rwanda for East Africa, Senegal, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger for West Africa. It's so important to consider that COPEN is organized in 4 steps. The first one is the building phase. Thanks to a call for interest, we have collected a general availability from 25 civil society organizations that are active in international development cooperation. We applied a design thinking process to identify 24 challenges, 8 for each pillar, so 8 for circular economy, 8 for food and sustainable agriculture, and 8 for health. To be more practical, one example of challenge on agriculture is the improvement of the traceability of goods in the supply chain using innovative techniques and technologies. The second step is the challenging phase. After finding the main issues the organization face and the main issues we want to solve, we try to involve the Italian and African innovation ecosystem, asking to startups, small and medium enterprises, university, but also research centers and single innovators to propose their solution. So free call for innovators, and I invite you to pay more attention to the second and the third one. We will launch the call for innovators on food and sustainable agriculture next week, and the call for innovators on health and well-being in the month of July. The content of these 2 calls will be the list of challenges. Each one is associated to at least 1 country and at least 1 Italian civil society organizations. So innovators from Rwanda are invited to participate to COPEN, working in Rwanda itself or in other countries, depending on the challenges selected. Joining the call, is very easy. You have to submit your application on fs6.com, one of the most used platforms by innovation community. At this stage, a scientific committee evaluates and selects the best proposals from a short list of teams of innovators who will give a pitch and will join a one-to-one meeting with interested CSOs during a demo day. Remember that we will choose up to a maximum of 9 and 7 teams of innovators for the 2 calls. Finally, the selected teams of innovators will be matched with the Italian organizations. So the new partnership thus created will receive a grant from the 2 foundations. Last phase, test and execute, is about the development and the implementation of a POC, a proof of concept, whose goal is to solve the challenge adopted by the organization by grounding the solution proposed by the innovator. This activity also includes an incubation acceleration service and a mentoring activity dedicated to the innovative partnership and provided, of course, by our project. So let me say that It's a very good opportunity for any innovator interested to grow up, working in a multi-sectoral and international context and generating a positive impact. So this is a very, very brief overview on co-open process. For any further information, you can contact us by email, call at innovazionesviluppo.org, or visit our website, coopen.it, where you can find all details about the program and starting from next week, the new call. I would very happy if someone in the webinar today could submit the application in case, of course, good luck and have a nice experience. So thank you very much for your attention. I hope my speech has been useful for you, and thanks again for your invitation.
Thank you, Fulvio. If you can stop the sharing of your video. We have a question for you. Oh, sorry, I lost. It's Cristina Ruiz that is asking if you are planning to do a new call for circular economy projects next year, or it was just once.
Okay. Yeah, COPEN is a program organized on 2 years, 2020 and 2021. 3 pillars. The first call is about circular economy and is already closed. In 2021, we will have 2 calls on food and sustainable agriculture and on health and well-being. We hope that COPEN will have a future in the next years, I hope.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Claudia?
Yes, Fulvio, thank you very much for your presentation. I have to say that I was really impressed by the simplicity, as I told you already when we met, of this call, because I had the opportunity to support one young entrepreneur in December, active in circular economy. She applied for the call, and she applied in December. Already early February she got the answer. She passed the first phase, which is also, I mean, considering that she was really starting, a great achievement. And then she was not accepted, but I would really encourage young innovators to join this call, because it's easy, and they don't have to go through big procedure or that needs knowledge. So I really appreciate this aspect of the call. Let's go now to our next speaker. Luis Navarro is the head of the operations at the EU delegation in Rwanda, so here in Kigali, and he will talk about a very new project implemented at the district level, increase digital-based employment opportunities through innovation hubs in 4 secondary cities in Rwanda. Please, Luis.
Hello, Claudia. Hello, Massimo. Good afternoon. Thanks a lot for the opportunity to speak and present the Hunger Hubs at this event. Let me see if I can make it full screen. Do you see my screen?
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, I think it. Thanks a lot. So the Hunger Hubs, indeed, as mentioned by Claudia, is a brand new project that we just launched earlier this month. We're very excited about this, and it's an entrepreneurship support program that we've launched together with the government of Rwanda, and in particular with the Rwanda Information Society Agency, RISA, and the Ministry of ICT. Let me give you a bit of context of the Rwandan, I would say, policy framework to support digitalization entrepreneurship, and to explain how this project fits in the broader Rwandan context and the Rwandan ecosystem to support entrepreneurship. As you all know, many of you, Rwanda has a comprehensive and ambitious policy to really support digitalization, innovation, and entrepreneurship. And Rwanda is already a pioneer country in Africa in terms of its commitment to the digital economy and to support entrepreneurs and innovation. And in this context, Rwanda has made important already investments in the digital infrastructure and put in place a very enabling regulatory framework. One of the ambitions of the Rwandan government is really making Rwanda a hub for Africa ICT, but also for entrepreneurship. And this is reflected in the strong focus that they are putting on research and innovation in a number of ICT sectors, but also importantly on the efforts to develop the startup ecosystem, in particularly through digitally enabled incubators and accelerators. So the vision of this ecosystem is really to accompany startups and entrepreneurs through their journey from particularly at the early stages, from the ideation at the beginning, then helping them when they have a minimum viable product, helping them through their startup and early market stages, and then at the beginning of their growth and expansion stage. And so in this context, what we've had until today is quite a number of hubs and incubators and accelerators that are, and some new that are coming also even now in Kigali. And the government is now currently trying to extend this model that has worked very well in Kigali also to a number of secondary cities in Rwanda. So we've had a first phase, if you want, of this expansion that is ongoing now, and they are doing the rehabilitation construction works for the facilities in 3 secondary cities, is what you see in the phase 1. And the phase 2, which is the one that is supported by the European Union, but actually the whole phase 1 and 2 is what we call the Hunger Hubs, which is extending these incubation hubs to secondary cities outside Kigali. So these hubs basically will be providing, as you see in the slide, the infrastructure for entrepreneurs, a location. They will be providing a co-working space. They will be providing offices. They will be providing also what we call a maker space for entrepreneurs to develop their prototypes and their early products. They'll be providing the IT equipment, of course, the services and capacity building, advisory services, business support, and very importantly, the opportunities for collaboration between entrepreneurs, the opportunities to build a community, opportunities for coaching, for mentorships, and partnerships. So this is a bit geographically. As I said, Kigali really is the economic heart of the country, and it has already a very dynamic entrepreneurship ecosystem and startup ecosystem. And the idea is building on those models that have really worked in Kigali to expand in the coming months across the country. And this is a bit the Hunger Hubs project. As I was saying, there is an incubation component for the entrepreneurs. There is an ecosystem of support services that will be offered by the Hunger Hubs in terms of business follow-up, in terms of support of all kinds of services, financial support, accounting support, legal support, and very importantly, the component of partnerships. The goal of the hubs is really to provide a space for the entrepreneurial community in a given region of the country to exchange ideas, to develop their business plans. And we know from experience that the trainings are not as effective as partnerships, mentoring, coaching, and bringing actually entrepreneurs together. So this a bit more the details of the project. I will not delve into this very much. Is 4.8 million euros for 4 of the hubs in 4 secondary cities. I think it's important in terms of of course, Kigali economically is really the backbone of the country. But some of these cities have a lot of potential in certain sectors, and we see also a level of entrepreneurship developing. It can be tourism, it can be cross-border trade, it can be agriculture. So we see also a lot of potential. A lot of the entrepreneurs that have been coming to Kigali are from some of these areas, and there is potential also to support them closer to their businesses. And that's it. In terms of calendar, the infrastructures will be provided by the districts. And in these first coming months until end of the year, we'll be doing through RISA the rehabilitation, the renovation of the facilities, the procurement of the equipment, the recruitment of staff. But in parallel, we'll start also already screening for a first cohorts of entrepreneurs that would start the incubation program early next year. We expect within 1 year this should be fully operational, hopefully. That's the aspiration. Thank you. Over.
Thank you. Luis, thank you very much for this very interesting program, especially because sometimes we forget that Rwanda is not just Kigali, but it's the rest of the country. And sometimes there is more need at district level than in the city. So I'm sure that will be very ambitious and very beneficial to the entrepreneur in the country. So thank you very much for this presentation.
Thanks,
Massimo, I would go to the next speaker, and I apologize because Michelle has been waiting to be in the last in our list. Michelle is my colleague, Michelle De Vries. She's a senior officer at the Global Green Growth Institute, and she's based in Kigali. And previously, she started working in international development as an intern at the International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD, in Rome, Italy. We will speak Italian, Michelle. This I didn't know. She has since worked for the International Maize and Wheat Improvement Center in Mexico, the International Food Policy Research Institute in Washington, D.C., and served as a Leland Fellow on a USAID-funded project in Tanzania. I'm happy to have Michelle with us because she will introduce an important program that GGI is offering to entrepreneurs, to greenpreneurs, as we call them. Please, Michelle.
Okay, can you hear me okay? Yeah, okay, great. So thank you, Claudia. So the Greenpreneurs Program, it's a collaborative effort between Global Green Growth Institute and also Student Energy, which is a youth-led organization empowering the next generation of leaders, and also Youth Climate Lab. So they're also a youth-led organization, and they mobilize youth to address issues related to climate change. So I'll be brief, but the Greenpreneurs Program, the aim of it is to unlock and accelerate the innovative tendencies of youth to foster climate and development leaders. And it's a 12-week program. The next call is coming up, hopefully either this month or next month. And the target is for participants between the ages of 17 to 35. So it's a global competition, and you submit an idea for a solution that positively impacts the future of sustainable energy, sustainable landscapes, or green city development. So we've been lucky to have participants from Rwanda selected as finalists in the last 2 years. So I'll just give a brief introduction of how the participation is formatted. So it's a competition, and it's focused primarily on lower income and middle income countries. There is a preference given to GGGI member countries, but that list is expanding every year. And the support provided is the top 3 teams that win the business plan competition. They travel to GGGI headquarters in Seoul, and they're also given $5,000 US in seed funding to get their initiative started. So there's also a collaboration with the GGGI country offices. So for example, there's two participants groups that we have been interacting with even after the competition has closed to provide them with support. And the team structure, the teams have 2 to 5 members, usually 3 to 4, and they all have different skill sets. So people have a background in finance or marketing, or if they have a technical background, they're combined so that they can play off each other's skill sets and have a stronger team. And then each team, they commit to having a 1-hour webinar and a task submission. So for example, they'll be assigned tasks like working on their business plan or financial model, and then get feedback on those specific tasks. So this is an example. My Green Home was one of the 15 finalists selected in 2019. It's a social enterprise that uses plastic waste to produce building materials. You can see pictures of their products and also the source material on the left. So that's the shredded plastic that they mix with sand, and they're able to make pavers and bricks. So that's one initiative that was selected as a finalist. And then again in 2020, we had another Rwandan group that was selected. This is Muti, and they use fiber from banana stalks to produce paper and envelopes and bags. And usually the stalks are typically discarded. So they're able to connect with farmers, smallholder farmers even, and they pay them a small amount for their banana stalks that they would usually throw away. And then they're able to produce products at a lower cost than what you would if it was made from virgin material. So this is the website for Muti, if in case anyone wants to get in contact. And this is the last slide. So this is the website for Greenpreneurs. There's an upcoming launch in March, but I haven't seen it yet, but we still have one more day. And also here's my email address. If anyone is interested in submitting their idea and wants some feedback, I'm happy to either meet in person or discuss online, and we can continue to support Greenpreneurs and new applicants for the next cohort. Thank you, Claudia.
Thank you very much, Michelle. Maybe we can ask if there are questions on the last presentation or any other, because I think we can open the floor to any comments or question.
I think we managed the question during the presentations, and it was better probably. Just there is just one question that remain unanswered, and is for Teresa Lindo. I don't know if Teresa is still with us. Teresa, are you here?
I am indeed here.
Okay, and Julie Talk is asking if Talisman finance new projects.
We do finance new projects. It's always on a co-financing basis. So it would have to have financial backing from other financial institutions. We're not, again, angel investors or venture capitalists. So brand spanking new with no other financing, no, but co-financing is always on the table, and we're happy to look at projects on a case-by-case basis.
Okay, perfect. If there
are the kids.
Sorry?
The babies.
The babies. Ah, okay.
Oh.
But let the mic open. And so if there are no other questions, I really want to thank GGGI and Rema for also for all the companies and the projects that we choose, because it was very, very interesting, Claudia. Well done, very good job, and I think that we will have more to come with this. So
yes, yeah, Massimo, thank you. I think is also thanks to all the speakers. For me, I really would like this webinar to be a starting point. So we try to put together partners, people, ideas, and I really would like to then start to have maybe bilateral meetings, visit to Rwanda when possible. So it's a way forward. So it's just work in progress, and I really would like this to be like this, just a platform to start to talk. So now I think that if we don't have any more questions, we still have some minutes, and I will give you the floor to Daniel Obgonaya, who is our country representative in GGI. Please, Daniel, you're welcome to present your closing remarks.
Thank you very much, Claudia. And I just want to use this opportunity to thank our government partners in REMA and, of course, the Italian partners. Good to see you again, Massimo and Co. I just want to, make it brief, but to emphasize that when you talk of green growth or climate resilience, innovation is at the core of any economic growth. And beyond just innovation, we are talking of innovation that is green. So we are really pleased that we are bringing businesses, entrepreneurs together to share knowledge. And just like Claudia mentioned, this is the starting point. We want to see this yielding results in the partnership between Rwanda and Italy. We also want to see this taking forward in regards to sharing knowledge, because as you share more knowledge, you have the ability to contextualize whatever we've discussed, all the projects, all the programs that are running within different institutions or entrepreneurs. And I would also like to point out that the time that we are in with the COVID-19 pandemic even calls for us to do more when it comes to innovation, entrepreneurship that is sustainable, for the fact that our going back to the way we were pre-pandemic isn't the way to go. So this will be an opportunity for us to also revisit again our business models, our way of doing things, to ask ourselves, are we innovative enough to come out of these challenges and be more sustainable in a way that we can tackle climate impacts, but most importantly, to create jobs and bring investment within economic growth in a way that is sound and sustainable. So I will say, thank you very much, and let this be also a platform for people to network, to reach out to one another. It will be good to bring more and more youth. I'm passionate about this, because they are the next generation to take whatever policies that are made, whatever project designs that are made, even investments that will be coming, they are the ones that will take it forward. So I just want to say thank you very much, and we hope to continue this partnership and share the results that comes out of it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Daniel, very much. And really, I really think that also you are demonstrating today how Rwanda is really an innovative country, because and is a hub for innovation for all the continent. Claudia, the floor is yours. You have to close because you are the mind behind all of this. So it's up to you.
Yes. No, I don't want to say to give any particular speech. I think that Daniel was the best one to close this webinar. I really think it was very, very interesting and very fruitful. A lot of ideas, a lot of content. I think my objective to show the dynamic and innovative business climate in Rwanda was achieved. Many young people, I'm really always surprised on how they want to grow, how they want to present their activities, how they want to, their sensitivity also for the environment, and the same from the government. So they really understand what are the needs, and they come with new ideas. So this is what I wanted really to show, this aspect in Rwanda that I like so much. And I want to share also with my country, with Italy, of course. And I'm quite optimistic for the next months. I hope that this pandemic is becoming more and more weak and will disappear, hopefully next year, and we can still we can again start to travel and to host Italians here and show them the country and his beauty and as it is, so, and all the opportunities, but in person. So this is my next objective and the next achievement that I would like to reach. So I would like just to thank you all for being on time and for your professionality and for your passion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Claudia. Thank you, Massimo. Thank you to everyone. It was a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.